Caitlin Colford.
Just because you have chemistry with an attractive, blue-eyed male doesn't mean you'll have chemistry with his car. So I was 17, and I was on the hunt for my very first car. You know, I didn't care if it was a dud. I just needed something to get me from point A to point B. So I was at work one day, and my coworker, who I had a huge crush on, he was 21, he was an Italian stallion, he had black hair, blue eyes, said to me, "Why don't you buy my car?" And I had been in his car a few times. He drove me home from work when I didn't have my license. He had a 1995 red Mustang, which is like the Lamborghini for teenagers. But I said to him, I said, "Well, I don't know how to drive stick shift." And he was like, "Oh, well, that's fine. I can give you lessons." And before he made the word lesson plural, I said, "Okay, I'll take it." And so that was it. So we started our lessons, and by the third one, he said, I totally got it. I mean, I was totally able to drive it. And I was like, "But I don't understand." So I built two more lessons out of it. And so that was that, and I had my car, and turns out the car wasn't all that great. It would stall up every hill I went. I was driving it to school one day during a snowstorm, and I hit a snowbank, and the tire fell off. So I made a lot of trips to the auto repair shop, which was conveniently located across the street from me. So flash forward a few months. It's summertime. My friends and I are out for the summer. We're going to be seniors next year. So we're so cool, like we can't even take it. And so one day, it was like 90 degrees out. My friends and I are like, "Let's go to the beach, you know, let's go." So, you know, we're all, this is like before cell phones, so we're on a conference call. And one of my friends goes, "Well, I can't drive, my car's in the shop." And my other friend's like, "I can't drive, my car's in the shop." And I'm like, "My car's in the shop, but I can drive." So I call up the auto repair shop, where my car is, as always. And I say, "Is there any way I can get my car in an hour? Like, I really need it today. I have a doctor's appointment." And they're like, "Oh yeah, no problem." Like, they're like messes. Like, this is the worst auto repair shop. So, but I don't care, right? Who cares? So I put on my bikini, my cover up. I'm looking sexy, and I run across the street, and you know, they're there like, "Oh yeah, your car is ready. Here's the keys." And then they start saying stuff like blah, 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 air conditioner, blah, 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 engine, blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, "That's fine, that's fine." And I grab my keys and I go pick up my friends, and, you know, and then I realize that like 30 seconds into the ride, the air conditioning's not working and it's 90 degrees out, so it's fine. I take my cover up off of my bikini, we have the windows down, pick up my friends, we have techno music blaring, like, woo, we don't care that we're sweating our asses off and we're gonna pass out, we're going to the Jersey Shore. So we're on the Garden State Parkway, and you know, well into our ride, when all of, you know, mind you, we're in our bikinis, windows are down, we're sweating bullets, and all of a sudden, my car starts to make a little jittery noise. I'm like, "Oh, it's fine," turn the music up louder, I'm like, "Oh, yeah, Jersey Shore, here we come." And then all of a sudden, the car like really starts to shake, and I'm like, "Guys, I think I should pull over. This isn't good." So I pull over to the side of the road, and I'm like, "I got this." I go outside in my bikini on the highway, and I lift the hood of the car, and I look in, and I'm like, like, you know, waiting for something to reach out and say I'm broken. And my friends can't see me, so they think I'm like hard at work. And so I close the car, and I'm like, "It's fine." So I get in the car, and it's working. The car is working. So my friends think I'm like this like maniac mechanic. And turn up the music again. Here we go. 5 minutes later, the gas pedal just stops. It becomes limp, like, you know, like this. So I'm like, "Oh my God, there's no way we can accelerate the car." We're on the express lane of the Garden State Parkway, the far end of the lane, so the exit's over here. So I'm like, "It's fine." So I just coast across the lane, and conveniently, you know, there's an exit right there. So we're like, "We're fine, you know, cool, right? We still have our music on. So we get down to the end of the ramp and there's a light, so I have to stop. And as soon as I hit my gas pedal, the car goes and it just stops, dives. So, mind you, we're still on the exit ramp. There's millions of cars behind us. Everyone has the same idea to go to the shore. So everyone's like blaring, they have their fingers out, they're like, fuck off! And so I get out of the car, I lift the hood, and smoke smacks me in the face. So I scream to my friends, I'm like, get out, we're on fire! So all of my friends hop out of the car in their bikinis, and we're on the exit ramp. You know, we're standing by the hood, and we're like, We had no idea what to do. Everyone's like, push the car to the side of the road, and we're like, help us. So all of a sudden, like within seconds, two cop cars come blaring. They're like, woo, woo. I'm like, oh my God, they're here to save us. They knew, they were waiting. So one guy gets out and he's like, move, move, move to the side. This cop, like he's screaming at me like this. I'm like, help, aren't you here to help me? He's like, get out of the way. So I'm like, well, my car stops. It's completely dead. There's no way I'm going to get out. And he's like, I'll push you. I have push bumpers on my car. So he like turns around and he's like, my partner will drive your car. Oh, it's stick? We don't know how to drive stick. I'm like, it's dead. What do you understand? So I get in the car and he pushes us to the side of the road. And he's like, do you understand what you just did? I'm like, I don't know. My car died. And he's like, the vice president is behind you. And I'm like, the vice president of the town? And he's like, no, it's Cheney! And then all of a sudden, black SUVs with, you know, American flags pass. And I'm like, oh, fuck him. He's right in the face. It's fine. So, as it turns out, the coworker and I ended up going on a few dates. But it turned out he was a dud, just like his car.